All right, y'all, good morning. We are out here kind of getting an early start, kind of. We're gonna do something just a little bit different today. Let me make sure this old lid wants to fog up on me because it's so humid out here this morning. But we're gonna do something I haven't done in a minute. We're gonna try to get some, we need to get some different bait. So I've come to this bay here, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull little crankbaits around this little island. I'll show you on the map here. So basically, we're just going to make a racetrack around this, and it's usually done pretty good for like white bass, yellow bass, stuff like that. And just got 3 little crankbaits. I'll show them to you once we get them up. I don't know if that's changed color on them. Pretty clear water. I don't think I need the chartreuse on there, but it might work. But that's the plan. I'd like to get us some white bass, some crappie, some yellow bass. I mean, just something different. We're on the far north end of the river, still in the Tennessee side, because you can't use that stuff in Kentucky. So once we get what we get, we'll, I don't know, go from there, see what we can't do with it. Bite's been pretty tough because they're running the current at night, which means I'm going to have to start doing night trips if that's how it's going to be until, you know, we get more rain or whatever the case may be. But that's something we're going to have to tend with. And but I'm going to try it one more time today. It's going to be a stinking scorcher today too. That's the only problem. So I don't know how long I'll be out here. So hopefully we can make it. Hopefully we can make it happen pretty quick today. That would be ideal. But first things first, we got to get some different bait. So that's the plan. We're going to try something a little bit different. Rumor has it, a friend of mine told me that white bass they're pretty stacked in here. So I don't know, we'll see. Like I said, nothing else. Get us some crappies, some yellow bass, just anything other than bluegill for the time being. So I'll catch back up with you when I finally get everything set up. All right, I'll get this fired up. Okay, so the trick is the ideal speed is about 1.5 when pulling these crankbaits like this. I'm trying to make sure I'm heading in the right direction. We've got a little cross breeze, so I don't know how that's going to affect us a whole lot, but we'll see. This boat tracks pretty well in the water while it's moving, but pretty simple deal. I mean, if you've been watching me a minute, you've seen me do this before, but just a decent little cast out. Click it closed, and then like I said, we're just going to make a racetrack around this island here. It's usually been pretty good, but I'm going to probably have to change some of these crankbaits out because I don't think that color is going to be the ticket. We're cruising about 13 feet of water. Going. But yeah, hopefully, like I said, we could catch us some other bait. That would be ideal. What is that? It looks like a crappie. Looks like a keeper crappie too. Heck yeah, that's a nice crappie. Yep, that's a 10-inch crappie all day long. 8 on the silver, that's kind of what I was thinking. So I'm trying to do this. Let me get this back out. 8 on the silver. So I'm gonna have to probably swap all the rest of them out to it. We don't need many of those jokers. But just for verification purposes, so I know how the internet gets. Would you stop? So they got to be 10 inches, 10-inch marks right here, and he is well over 10 inches. I don't know if I should put him in the box. Or stick him on ice. Now I'm gonna stick him in the box. You got me tangled up, did you, buddy? Oh, it's a little yellow bass. Heck yeah. Got us a little yeller bass. He'll go in the box too. Like I said, we're gonna get hopefully a little bit of everything. Another yellow bass maybe, hopefully. Yes, another little yellow bass, good deal. Another yeller bass. Yeah, that's what that is. That's a school of yellow bass out there. Keep seeing it every time. Ooh, buddy. It's all right. It's another one. Only one crappie though. That sucks. Actually, I think that's some right there. This is probably the easiest way to catch these things. I mean, usually there's some crappie, you know, quite a few more crappie mixed in with it, but not saying we won't catch a couple, but. So basically, what I've done is, of course, it's kind of a pain in the butt to go around it, you know, at least once. And I recorded the eye track for my trolling motor. And then after that, it's just set your course or set it on an eye track and just let it just go. Ooh, there's a fish. Crappie? It'd be cool if it was. It is. It is. It's another big crappie. Good deal. Get him in here. Yeah, that's another big crappie. Let me measure him. This fish is at least 12 inches. Easy, easy. Oh yeah, he's well over the. All right, good deal. We get one more like that, we got plenty of bait. Changing that color, that did the difference. There's that school again. So I'll show you that school I'm talking about. This is the school we keep coming over. See, that's a school of probably crappie or white bass or yellow bass. I'm not 100%. And there's a fish. And there's a fish. This feels like a crappie. It is a crappie. Stay on, stay on. Stay on, stay on, stay on. The last one got off. That's another keeper crappie too. I'll measure him just to make sure. This is definitely a keeper crappie. Oh yeah. Are you dummy? Yeah, that's that school we keep coming over. There must be another school off to the left that we keep running into. We'll make one more pass and we're going fishing. So I would like to get at least one more yellow bass also. But yeah, that's, I mean, it's fairly easy fishing, you know what I mean? I know that sun's in the camera right now and it's probably terrible, but this is some of the funnest but easiest fishing. And summertime, this is the best way. Like, I could make this track, well, you figure we're averaging one crappie per pass. So if I did it, I think it's 15 we can keep. So if I did it 15 times and caught one every time, you know what I mean? And we've only burned up, 30 minutes of daylight, you know what I mean? So it's kind of cool. But we'll make one more pass around and then whatever we get's whatever we get. Because I know up further here, once we make that next turn, usually where there's some white bass, I've seen a white bass school there. Hopefully it's still there. If it is, then maybe get 1 or 2 more white bass and we will be ready to go. Little yeller bass, nothing wrong with that. Another yeller bass. Make some good bait. Another crappie? It is, it's another big crappie. God dang. I gotta run my drags loose because I don't, when these fish hit it, I don't want them. Another big crappie. Yeah, I ain't got to measure him. No, I ain't got to measure him at all. I mean, some big slabs. All right, we'll make one more pass. May mess around and have enough to use for bait and be able to take some home. Ooh, there we go. Another yeller bass. That's what I'm talking about. We got plenty of bait for the day, y'all. We're still gonna make one more pass. If I catch another big crappie like that, I'm gonna take them, a couple of them to the house and eat them. But just simple enough. It's just these are just old cheap, they're about the size of a 1.5. They dived like 6 to 8 feet. These are old cheap ones, H2Os I get from Academy. I mean, well, I don't know how cheap they are now. When I was buying them, they were like a couple bucks, you know, $1.50, something like that. They weren't terrible at all. And so I just bought a bunch of them, and I still got them. I do this in a couple of other spots, and it's worked pretty good. But for me, this is just the easiest because it's right from the boat ramp. I know there's going to be fish here, depending on how many passes I got to make to get what I need. But this is pretty fun. Another good fish, whatever it is. Another crappie is what it is. So you get that head above water and you can pretty much just ski them back. Yeah, another good crappie. Heck yeah, I got dinner. Because I'm not going to use all these for bait. I have got dinner, y'all. God, it's another good one. Heck yeah, buddy. Now that's another 14-incher. Heck yeah, get off there. Another nice one. All right, since we're not quite done with this one yet, cast this back out. See if I get one more crappie, then my wife could have some. Ooh, God dog. Another crappie. Yep. Another big crappie. Not as big as the last one, but yeah, let me measure this one. He's gonna be close. I think he's beyond good though. You chill out right there, buddy. Well, hang on, buddy. Oh yeah, yeah, he's 11 inches, almost 12. All right, so we got enough. Let's go see if we can't find us some fish. Man, that was a lot of fun. I could keep doing it. I could definitely keep doing this and catch my limit, because it's like I said, it's a really good way to catch them this time of year. But I got a few to use, and I got a few to eat. Ain't nothing wrong with that. If I had my cooker and stuff on the boat, I'd cook them up on the boat, but I don't have them. I think that may be something I need to keep in the boat. All right, y'all, we made it out here. Like the other last couple trips, we got zero current, so pulling boards is going to be about the only way that we're going to be able to find these fish. But what I've done is I recorded a route that takes us through a lot of deep holes. Now this is pretty much, well, you can't see it in the camera, but pretty much right there, there's like that is the state line, right there. So if I'm using the bait that I got, if I go another 20 yards that way, I'm illegal. But we're going to start here, and we're going to pull back up to the boat ramp. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to get a good fishing trip in before it gets too stinking hot. It's going to be hotter today than it was yesterday, and yesterday was pretty hot. We're back up to having heat indexes at 110. Yesterday was 109. Today's supposed to be, well, what they say, today's supposed to be 112. So try to get us a decent fishing trip in prior to that. That is the plan. Get this top up for sure once we get going. Let's get her going. It's going to be the only thing I don't know about this up here is it's going to be a much harder bottom. I mean, it's going to be some transition. It's going to be, you know, like you can see the bluff wall there. So it's going to be a harder bottom, probably rock transitions into mud, you know, in and out of these holes. So I don't know what that's going to entail as far as like getting hung up. Well, there we go. Get this dude out there. Let out a little extra line because we're gonna see 65 foot of water through here. On the bluegill. Dog, where are you going, fish? All right, so haven't had a bite on the crappie yet. We've had a bite on the white bass or the yellow bass, and this is a fish on the bluegill. Not a monster. Come on, don't get in that line, buddy. Yeah, all right, now you need to blow them bubbles out. That's 57 feet of water this fish come out of. There you go. Another one the old spawn wasn't too kind to. Golly. Come on in here, buddy. Heck yeah, buddy. Appreciate that. Get the skunk out of the boat early. We ain't been dragging too long. Yeah, you didn't get it all out. Yeah, you didn't get it all out, buddy. There you go. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, his old fins all beat up and stuff. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not really sure how today's gonna go. I hope it goes better than it did last trip. I really hope that happens. We're in a completely different section than a section I don't fish a whole lot. A lot of deep water here. So I'm just wondering, quite possibly, there may be some fish here. Well, I guess I'll give you a midday update because the fishing or the catching part hadn't been good at all. We've been rolling over fish. I mean, we've been in and out of, you know, we've gone all the way up to 42 feet and we're back down into 60 feet. And I'm seeing fish. I'm seeing the fish we're targeting. But nothing has bit except for that. I think that first fish, and then I had a bite on the yellow bass head earlier when we first started. Oh man, y'all, it's been a pretty tough last couple of trips. I kind of got a feeling these old fish are moving, feeding at night. They're just chilling during the day just because it's so dang hot. But I mean, I already planned on doing night trips here coming up. I mean, we're still gonna have the mosquitoes and the gnats and stuff like that, but I think the mayflies are pretty much done. So I guess I might have to start working the third shift. But we're gonna keep going. We've got a few hours left. We can sit out here and fish before it's just gonna get unbearably hot today. So I'm not even gonna try to attempt it. I did it last trip and I about paid for it, so I ain't doing it again today. But we got a little bit longer we can drag, but it has not been looking good. And I don't know, because like I said, this is a much harder bottom here, but it does have a lot of transition into mud. I can tell with this center rod here just how it acts. And that we still ain't got no current, so I don't know. Well, it's tough. I mean, if nothing else, I got some crappie I can eat when I get home. That'd be kind of neat. I ain't had crappie in a minute. But I'm hoping we can at least catch, you know, one good fish. Yeah, make the day worth it for sure. But yeah, that's it. Mid-trip update, because there ain't been no fish catching for sure. Well, all right, y'all, it's gonna do it for this one. Man, what a disappointing little spot here. I thought for sure, being this is a lot deeper water, that there'd be something in it. So I don't know if it's because it was a hard bottom or something like that. I don't know. But we rolled over a lot of fish. A lot of fish. That's the part that was kind of getting super frustrating, because I could see them down there. You know, I didn't see any huge ones, but I did see a lot of them, you know, 5 to 15 pounders. They were right there within that foot or two of the bottom. I mean, right where they needed to be, you know, the fish that we need to catch. But they just wouldn't bite. I don't know. I mean, the only thing I know to do now is, you know, come chase these things at night. And that's probably something I'll do. But as the filming of this one, I am going to be leaving this weekend to go to Mississippi, Vicksburg, Mississippi. We're going to be fishing the MRM, or the Megabucks tournament down there. It'll be me, Spencer, and Bradley from BJC Outdoors. It ought to be a great time. So by the time you're seeing this, hopefully I'm down there. Hopefully I've got a pattern figured out that may be the winning pattern, hopefully. But it ought to be a good time. I know me and Bradley have been trying to get together for a while. Of course, he works and he stays pretty busy, and he takes people fishing himself. So, but we finally get a chance to get together and go fish this tournament. Well, hopefully he hasn't finalized that he's going to be there just yet. But I know me and Spencer will be there, and you know, when we get together, it's always a good time. So hopefully we can figure something out and, you know, make something happen. If nothing else, just come back with some pretty good bragging rights. But yeah, well, if nothing else from the day, I got some, because when I catch crappie, I say I'm using them for bait. I very seldom, if at all, ever use them for live bait, but I do want the heads. So the fillets I keep for myself, because I've carried them to the house. But at least that'll give me an afternoon snack. So my wife will be pretty happy. That's one of her favorite fish to eat. So that'll be all right. So if nothing else, I think my next video, I planning on doing like a prep video, like what I'm, putting in a boat, reasons why, all that stuff. And probably, kind of do some sort of like a vlog thing. I just want to try it out. Y'all let me know what you think about that video. It'll be after this one, but y'all let me know what you think about that video. I think it'd be kind of neat, because it's just a whole lot of work goes into a trip like this, not just boom, here we are, and y'all that take these trips and the fish these tournaments, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. So it's kind of neat, because pretty much everything I got going on now is not for the tournament, but we don't want to be there without anything we thought we would need. So that's kind of the whole point of this boat setup. Plus it's been a pleasure to fish out of. So, but yeah, I guess I'll get these rods in, because I ain't done nothing else except sit there and bounce in the waves. But anyway, with all that being said, I appreciate you watching this one, and I'll catch you on the next one.